Uganda has been considered as one of the least developed countries in the world. Unlike the advanced countries, the simplest thing like cooking is totally different from what we see here. 92% of Ugandan people are using biomass and agricultural residuals to cook.
When they cook with firewood or charcoal, it emits toxic fumes, and since they cook at home, it stays in their house and they have to breathe all the toxic fumes from these fuels. There are health complications, mostly for women who cook and the children who are at home.
Natural resources are also a huge problem in Uganda. This is because they are using timbers for cooking, so the forests are damaged by these activities. So it's not sustainable right now.
Our client, the UNCDF, they noticed the clean cooking issue in Uganda, so they initiate the Renewable Energy Challenge Fund, which allows entrepreneurs in clean cooking sector to apply for a grant. About 60 companies apply for this grant, and there were 7 winners. But UNCDF think that the rest of the applicants are also a very critical part of the clean cooking value chain in Uganda. They think that they could help those entrepreneurs and their business to grow, which could hopefully improve the clean cooking sector overall.
The main purpose for our capstone team was there to help as a student consultant, and we can talk to the company trying to identify their problem and their needs.
So we interviewed with these companies to identify the bottleneck of their business model. The typical bottleneck was found in their manufacturing process, distribution process, and financial scheme.
A lot of them said that, well, the grant is good, it's a first step, but they would need more long-term financial model to be sustainable. A lot of companies told us that they have problems with human resources, they have problems finding people with accounting or financial background, that have a business background.
For both the cook stove and briquette sector, distribution remains the biggest issue for most of the startups. It's because in Uganda, the Google Map system doesn't work there, so it's difficult to locate the villages and to distribute products in the villages. Our team talked to 23 companies in total. Each company had different needs and different problems.
Basically, we'll have 4 deliverables. The first one is a final report to the UNCDF, which will include the sector profile of clean cooking in Uganda and some recommendations for the UNCDF.
One of the things is trying to create a network within the industry because they did not corroborate each other so much. We created a website so they can exchange information for the growth of the clean cooking sector. One another is writing prescriptions for each companies about their business model and then their problems and also their story, because stories are very important to build investor relationship with others.
Fourth will be the company profiles for all the companies that we visited. This could be useful to UNCDF staff and maybe potential donors or the government officials in Uganda. In the short term, we anticipate that those companies could significantly improve their business, which can be identified in their sales volume and the other indicators, and in the longer term, improve the health issues and the environmental issues in Uganda.
On the policy side, there's more work for the central and the local government to do. There's a lack of awareness raising campaign and a behavioral change regarding the clean cooking sectors.
Some people don't know that some other cleaner fuel exists. Well, the government doesn't really have good research to base their decisions on. We hope that the final report will really help to give a general idea of what is happening in the sector.